Paul has created an HBCU only basketball tournament that will take place and bring a ton of attention and revenue to four schools that desperately need it and others in the years to come. And I'll talk about it right after the break. What's good people? Jeff Lighty Jr. here with the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button and all that jazz. Now, here's the thing. Chris Paul has created the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off, and it is a basketball tournament with four HBCU schools that will take place, and it's huge. It's going to be great. I'm reading this article from Ebony Magazine. It says NBA superstar Chris Paul has announced a new partnership to launch a college basketball tournament to showcase HBCUs. Paul and the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame have partnered in the development of the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off on November 22nd and the 23rd at the Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut. Over 2 days, the tournament will feature Morehouse College, Virginia Union, West Virginia State, and Winston-Salem State, and is expected to be televised nationally. The Chris Paul HBCU tip-off is one event in the Hall of Fame series of collegiate events which will seek to honor the rich legacy of HBCU basketball outside the museum walls. Paul expressed his excitement about the partnership. So here's the thing. Here's what's big about this. Now, it's in connection with the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, and we understand what Black people have done for the sport of basketball. Not just Chris Paul, because Chris Paul is a future Hall of Famer, and that's why it was probably easy for him to make that connection with the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. But how big will this be for those four universities? Morehouse, Virginia Union, West Virginia State, which I had never even heard of, and Winston-Salem State University. So this will be huge. And this is just one step in the right direction in the trend that we continue to see for historically Black colleges and universities. We know that HBCUs have been underfunded. We know that HBCUs have been overlooked. We understand that HBCUs are not at the priority, I believe, that they should be in our community. If we're going to talk about education, we're going to talk about colleges, why don't we consider HBCUs, the Harvards and the Yales and the Stanfords of our community? We always push education, education, education. Now, more and more people are realizing that there's self-education and things outside of college that can make you a lot of money, that can make you wealthy, and that can make you have a happy life. But for those that are choosing to go the college route, the HBCUs, to me, aren't being displayed at their capacity as they should be. And a lot of potential is being left on the floor. The one person, I mean, I don't want to get into this super heavy, but the one person that was promoting HBCUs to the depths and not only promoting them, but actually putting his money where his mouth is was Bill Cosby. And we saw what happened with him. So, but let's get away from Bill Cosby. Let's talk about Chris Paul and specifically this basketball tournament. This basketball tournament will be huge because it continues, like I said, to highlight HBCUs in a way that we haven't seen since Bill Cosby. Right? We haven't seen since A Different World. We haven't seen since some of those things were taking place. And now that you have Chris Paul doing what he's doing with this basketball tournament, which starting with 4 teams this year, I think is something that will probably expand and probably be more regular, right? And then obviously what Deion Sanders is doing in the SWAC with Jackson State University, starting with that university, and I think it will spread throughout the SWAC with teams in schools like Southern and Alabama A&M and FAMU and so. What Eddie George is starting to do down at Tennessee State University, down in Nashville, I think that is something that will be great. And so we're continuing to see this push of big-time celebrities and big-time people within those said sports, football, basketball, whatever, that is bringing attention and spotlight, not just spotlight and attention, because that's cool and all. It's great to have spotlight and attention, but it's better to have money. And that spotlight and attention and being nationally televised is something that's going to bring revenue. And that's what these HBCUs need more than anything, is revenue and a way to have consistent revenue. Now, it's great when you have a Mackenzie Scott, Bezos' wife, come through and drop, 20 million, 50 million or whatever on your head. That's great. But you can't pray for that to happen every blue moon. You have to have a consistent revenue generating source. in having a relationship or a TV deal, which what Deion's trying to do with the SWAC, or having a basketball tournament that gets a TV deal, which what Chris Paul just did with this Mohegan Sun, see Chris Paul HBCU tip-off, that will bring revenue to the schools. And that is how you sustain better education and better resources and better facilities for said HBCUs. Because I can tell you guys, the HBCUs across this country are hurting. They're hurting. I've been to some of the HBCUs. Their facilities are not up to date. A lot of them have high school level facilities. And so the only way to be able to upgrade those is to continue to bring in revenue. That's why what Deion's doing in Jackson State is so special, because they've been able to upgrade everything. They've gotten a new practice field, they've got 2 new practice fields, both grass and turf. They got a new 18-wheeler. They got new jerseys, new helmets, new locker rooms, new everything. And it's all because because Deion, Coach Prime, was able to bring in money. That's what it's all about. So this HBCU tip-off that Chris Paul's created is something that's going to be a revenue generator, and hopefully something that continues to be a reliable source of revenue for said schools. Leave your thoughts in the chat. Leave your thoughts in the chat or in the comments. Once again, I'm Jeff Lighty Jr. with the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. Let me know what you think about the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off, which will take place November 22nd and the 23rd at the Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut. It is going to be great, and I'm impressed. Salute to CP3 for what he's doing for the HBCUs. And follow me on Twitter at JLighty7. I post content on there all the time. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Peace.